Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the University of North
Yeah, I gotta
Georgia.
go one more day on Tuesday just to finish moving out. I have a meeting that I have to sit in on, but that's it.
Big Bucktops promotes good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators.
Nah,
We request your
I got it.
cooperation by
Thanks, though.
supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, racial, sexist comments, or other intimidating actions directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated and are grounds for immediate removal. Thank you for your continued support of
Yeah,
the
I
University of
turned
North
down
Georgia
the.
Athletics
Thing.
and
Oh.
Nighthawks Soccer. Also, for the safety and enjoyment
Well, I can do a sound check now. Check 1, 2, 3, 4.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you would please rise or move your ball caps as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
And good evening and welcome into Bob Stein Stadium, Dahlonega, Georgia, on the campus of the University of North Georgia, as we get set for the final regular season series of the year between the Emmanuel College Lions and the 12th ranked University of North Georgia Nighthawks. The Nighthawks take the field. Walker McCreary here on Nighthawk Vision as we get set for game one of this three-game set, a game tonight, a game tomorrow night, and a game on Sunday against the Lions, finishing off the regular season before the Nighthawks take to the conference tournament. North Georgia comes into this one tonight 33-13 overall. They finished the Peach Belt Conference part of the schedule 22-8 and win the regular season Peach Belt Conference regular season championship last weekend. We'll get more into that as we go. The Lions come into this one 9-33 on the year, 3-21 in the Conference Carolinas, already having completed their conference tournament. Just making the transition to Division II in the past couple of years. Starting lineup for Emmanuel, they're getting ready to come to the plate as the Nighthawks warm up in the field. It'll be Elliott Beard to lead things off, then Trent Jones batting second, Bo Hardman third. Daniel Shealy will bat cleanup and be behind the plate catching. Hannon Pierce bats fifth, Peyton Roberts sixth, Ty Tipton seventh, Dason Cash eighth, and John Floyd ninth. For the Lions, on the mound for Emmanuel will be Ethan Thornton. Those are the starting lineups for Emmanuel. On the mound for the North Georgia Nighthawks, it'll be Daniel McCreary making his first career start, a freshman out of Dahlonega, 4.63 ERA. He's 1-0 on the year in 7 appearances. Again, this is his first career start at the collegiate level. 11 2/3 innings of work. He's given up 6 runs, all of them earned. Walked 7, struck out 10 in the process. The lefty out of Dahlonega prepped at Lumpkin County High School. He'll go up against Elliott Beard to lead things off. First game of this 3-game set this weekend between North Georgia and Emmanuel. The first pitch from the windup is lifted foul, 0-1. Beard 298 on the year. Played and started in all 41 games, or in 40 of the 42 games coming in. So 41 out of 43. McCreary misses outside, 1-1. 4 home runs for Beard, 19 RBIs. The senior out of Royston. Missed low did McCreary, 2-1. Beautiful day here. Sunny skies, not a cloud up there. The 2-1 misses just high, 3-1. In the field for the Nighthawks, it's Tomlinson, Torrey, and Gordon in the outfield from left to right. Gearhart, Hoover, Cesari, and Sams from left to right in the infield. As Beard pops it straight up, Tideback going to watch it go over the press box right behind us. He's behind the plate, completing the battery. The designated hitter today for North Georgia will be Bo Edwards. He'll bat fifth. We'll get to the North Georgia lineup in the bottom frame. Here's the 3-2. Misses outside, and Beard draws a leadoff walk.
Second baseman number 3, Trent Jones.
Brings Trent Jones to the plate, number 3. Leading the team in batting average, .375 on the year. Has 6 home runs, 31 RBIs, both of which lead the team as well. McCrary from the stretch looks over at Beard and fires. In there for a called strike. Jones, a junior out of Kathleen, Georgia, prepped at Houston County High. 5'11". Lefty on righty matchup. Here's the pitch. Inside. 1-1. Everyone else pretty much straight up. Here's the 1-1. Misses high and inside, 2-1. Beard leads off first. Not much of a lead over there. Here. Keep him close. Back in standing. Beard 8 of 12 in stolen bases this year. His 8 steals, most on the squad. The 2-1. Just missed outside. Count goes to 3-1. McCrary behind on both the first batters. Low 70s here in Dahlonega. It's supposed to drop down into the 40s by the end of the game as McCrary walks Jones. 2 batters, 2 walks. That brings Bo Hardman to the plate, and Tideback and Gearhart will go have a word with McCrary, try and calm him down. Hardman, 266 on the year, 4 home runs, 19 RBIs. Sophomore out of Commerce. Stands 6'2". They have him listed as catcher, but he'll play first base today, and Coach Michael Holder will go have a word with McCrary as well. Two on, nobody out here in the first inning. North Georgia winning the conference regular season championship last weekend on Sunday with a win over Montevallo, 5-3. Scored runs in the 2nd, 4th, 6th, and 8th innings en route to that 5-3 win. Won the first game of the series 5-4 on an extra innings walk-off hit before dropping game 2 9-4 later in the day in a doubleheader on that Saturday. Officials for today's game, Kevin Elsie behind the plate. He's out there trying to speed up Coach Holder. Tony Williams will be on the bases. Game 1 today, game 2 tomorrow at the same time. We'll have it for you here on Nighthawk Vision. Game 3 as well. That one's set for 3 p.m. on Sunday. Back to the action. 2-1, nobody out. First pitch from the stretch. Swung on and missed by Hardman, strike 1. Crowd still filing in. Last day of finals here in Dahlonega today, so a lot of students already on the way home. But still expect a good crowd this weekend. The 0-1 catches the inside corner, 0-2 now. McCrary been known to get a lot of ground ball outs, especially in high school over just down the street at Lumpkin County. The 0-2 lifted high and foul. Led the Indians to their first state championship appearance in 4 years last year, where they were swept by defending state champions Redan High School. McCrary went 10 innings in Game 1 of that doubleheader that they had last year here in Dahlonega. The 0-2 grounded. McCrary tries to field. It'll be Gearhart throwing across to Sams for out number 1. 5-3 gets Hardman, but the runners move over to second and third
Number 19, Daniel Sheets.
for the catcher, Daniel Sheely. Sheely, a freshman out of Athens, attended Athens Christian. Fifth on the team in batting average, .264 on the year. Couple home runs, 15 RBIs. McCrary working from the stretch. First pitch to him. Catches the inside corner, strike 1. 2 on, 1 out, both in scoring position. McCrary trying to work out of a jam. Here's the 0-1. Chopped right up in front of the mound. McCrary looks him back, throws over to first for out number 2. Good job fielding his position there by McCrary. Doing a good job of making sure Beard doesn't go home for out number 2.
Left fielder number 24, Hannon Price.
Hannon Price will step to the plate, the left fielder, batting .301 on the year. That's second on the team, only behind Trent Jones, who stands on second. A home run, 18 RBIs on the year. 7 doubles. Wind from right to left on your screens. First pitch, swung on and missed. Good breaking ball from McCrary. Strike 1. McCrary came into this one with righties hitting just 6 of 34 against him. Here's the 0-1. Swung on and missed, 0-2. McCrary walked the first 2 batters of the inning. Since then, a couple ground outs. Trying to get out of a jam unscathed here. He's got Price down 0-2. Comes set the pitch, grounded towards second. Cesari takes his time, throws to Sams for out number 3. The 2 walks don't come back to bite the Nighthawks. We head to the bottom half of the first, still scoreless. The starter for today for the Lions, Ethan Thornton. Thornton comes in 4.50 ERA, 1-1 on the year in 19 appearances. This will be his 5th start. 30 innings of work, giving up 25 runs, just 15 of those earned. A good strikeout to walk ratio, 19 strikeouts, just 3 walks on the year for the junior out of Watkinsville. Starting lineup for North Georgia, it'll be Cesari, Hoover, and Tomlinson due up here in the bottom of the first rather. Tied back will bat 4th, Edwards 5th, Tremaine Torrey 6th, Trevor Sams 7th, Andrew Gordon 8th, and Devin Gearhart will bat 9th for Coach Tom Cantrell. Nighthawks 23-6 within the friendly confines of Bob Stein Stadium. Thornton will work from the stretch to start the game. The side armor misses outside, ball 1. Got the arm hanging down there somewhat like Craig Kimbrell does. The 1-0 to Cesiri. Misses inside, 2-0. Cesiri, a 5'9 senior out of Ackworth. Last attended Lipscomb. 312 on the year, a home run, 26 RBIs. Couple triples, 9 doubles. The 2-1 breaks in there, upper half, strike 1. We'll get to the Emmanuel defensive lineup here in a second. Grounded to third, Tipton, Fields, throws off the back foot, over there in time for out number 1. Emmanuel's defensive lineup, it'll be Price, Beard, and Floyd from left to right in the outfield, rather. Tipton and Hardman on the corners, Cash and Jones the middle infielders. Shealy will complete the battery from Ethan Thornton. Shortstop Connor Hoover steps to the plate, 306 on the year, 3 home runs, 38 ribbies. First pitch to him, inside corner, strike 1. So righty on lefty matchup, Hoover, 5'10 freshman out of Appling. Greenbrier High School. The 0-1. Just caught the zone, 0-2. Straight up defense for the Lions against Hoover. Righty on lefty matchup. Here's the 0-2. Lifted foul hits the net. It'll still be 0-2. Hoover stands in. The 0-2. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Down goes Hoover. 2 down for Stephen Tomlinson.
Left fielder number 30, Steven.
The left fielder, 5'11 freshman out of Lawrenceville. A lot of freshmen in the lineup today for Coach Cantrell, the first 3 batters. Or 2 of the first 3 batters. My mistake. First pitch, strike to Tomlinson. 310 overall. 3 home runs, 37 RBIs. Misses outside, 1-1. Tomlinson, the right-handed batter. Here's the 1-1. That misses inside, 2-1. Thornton's given up 8 doubles on the year, 4 home runs. Here's the 2-1. Swung on and missed. 2 balls, 2 strikes. With 2 outs, Tomlinson hitting .275, and he gets another hit there through the right side, base hit. First hit of the game for either team. Tomlinson will stand on with 2 outs for the catcher, Sam Tiedebeck.
Number 42, Sam Tiedebeck.
The 6-foot junior out of Plainfield, Illinois, attended Ball State University before coming to North Georgia. Tiedebeck, 321 on the year. That leads the team. 9 home runs. That's 3rd on the team. 33 RBIs. First pitch to him, high and outside, ball 1. with runners aboard, tied back 23 of 81. Trying to keep the 2-out rally, get an early lead for McCreary. The 1-0 just misses outside, 2-0. Edwards stands on the deck, the designated hitter. He'd like to get a shot. Tomlinson gets a short lead from first. The 2-0 in there, strike one. A lot of room down the lines as the left and right fielders, Price and Floyd, respectively, play toward the alleys a little bit. Here's the 2-1. Fouled straight back, deuces wild. Two balls, two strikes, two outs, and a runner on. Couple fans up on top of the hill in left field. Good evening for baseball here in Dahlonega. Here's the 2-2 from the side wielder. Outside, count will run full, but they got him stealing. Did Emmanuel. Thrown out at second by Sheely. We head to the second, no score. Top of the second we go, no score. It'll be 6, 7, and 8 due up for the Lions, and they'll lead it off with the designated hitter, Peyton Roberts. Roberts, a junior out of Jay, Florida, 6'2". First pitch to him from McCreary in there for a called strike. Roberts 220 on the year. Here's the 0-1. Just missed outside, 1-1. 3 home runs, or 3 RBIs rather. No home runs on the year, but he does have a triple. One of just 8 for the Lions this year. Grounded towards second. It's going to make it through, base hit. Just out of the reach of the outstretched glove of Cesari. First hit for the Lions brings up Ty Tipton.
Third baseman number 13, Ty Tipton.
He's the third baseman today. He's a freshman, 5'8", out of Hartwell, Georgia. Prepped at Hart County High School. Tipton 254 on the year, 6 RBIs. Emmanuel on a 2-game win streak. Just 3-16 on the road, though, under head coach Jeff Kilgore. McCreary working out of the stretch. He worked out of the stretch a lot in the first. Walked the first 2 batters before retiring the next 3. First pitch high and outside, ball 1. Tipton squared to bunt. Roberts on the bases has not attempted a stolen base this year. McCreary will check on him, though. Count still 1-0. Dason Cash stands on deck for the Lions. McCrary misses high, 2-0. Still squaring around to bunt is Tipton. Gearhart was running in quickly. Hoover and Cesari talking about how they want to cover second on the bunt attempt. Squares around to bunt again. McCrary misses high, 3-0. Torrey's going to shade toward right center out there, now move back towards center field. Here's the 3-0. And that one missed high and outside, ball 4. Third walk of the game for McCrary. And again, 2-1, nobody out. Similar situation to the first inning. Bring Dason Cash to the plate. Cash 208 on the year. A home run and 6 RBIs. The 6-foot senior out of Toccoa. First pitch to him, squaring around to bunt, laying it down nicely. McCrary fields, can't hold on to it, has no play. Give him an error. So the bases are going to be loaded with nobody out. Cesari going to have a word with him, calm him down. As John Floyd steps in, the right fielder. .5'10" senior out of Cuthbert. He'll bat lefty, lefty on lefty this time. With the bases full. First pitch. Outside, 1-0. Lefty's 2 of 6 against McCrary thus far this year. He's had 7 relief appearances this year. This is his first career start in college. Here's the 1-0. Misses out low, 2-0. Two balls and no strikes. Nobody out. The bases are loaded. North Georgia looking to turn a double play, but that one's going to be lined into left field. Caught out there for out number 1. Tomlinson hesitated. It'll be a run scored, sac fly. Roberts will score. It's 1-0 Emmanuel. Other runners don't advance. That'll bring up the top of the lineup and Elliott Beard. He walked in his first plate appearance. Two on, 1 out. One misses low, 1-0. Still some people getting here to Bob Stein a little bit late. Good crowd on both sides of our press box here in Dahlonega. The 1-0 catches the inside corner, 1-1. The hometown kid from Dahlonega. A lot of Lumpkin County fans not able to be in attendance tonight. I know they wanted to. Talk to a few of them on the way here. 1-2 now the count. Lumpkin County High School in the state tournament again for the second year in a row. They're down at Jefferson High School tonight, having to miss the alum Daniel McCrary's first start at North Georgia. Here's the 1-2. Misses low, 2-2. Wind blowing in from right field, albeit not much wind, but enough to move that flag out in dead center. 2 balls and 2 strikes, 2-1, 1 out. Ground ball to short. Got one, but not going to be able to get the second. It'll be a fielder's choice. 6-4 on the out to get cash.
Second baseman number 3.
So 2 down, runners on the corners for Trent Jones, who also walked in his first plate appearance. Tighterback gives the infield the signs how they want to play the steal with 2 outs. 1-0 the score. Emmanuel has a run here in the second off the Floyd sacrifice fly. A shoestring catch out there by Tomlinson to get the out. Jones stands in. The Lions' leading batter this year. First pitch to him from the stretch. Was able to hold back 1-0. North Georgia has a pitcher out in the bullpen. Looks like number 19, Chris Cobb. Here's the 1-0. Breaking ball fouled straight back. Make sure Tighterback's okay. 1-1. It hit Tighterback somewhere in the chest plate. Might have even gotten a piece of LZ, but the umpire behind the plate. 1-1. The pitch misses low and inside. 2-1. Fans walking in up on top of the hill, coming from the lower parking lot below the softball field to come watch tonight's game. 2-1 fouled off right in the batter's box. It'll be 2-2. Last weekend, a big weekend for North Georgia Athletics. Softball team winning the conference tournament, all but securing the number 1 seed in the NCAA regionals to come up next weekend, waiting on the selection show on Monday. And then the baseball team winning the regular season championship. Lifted high and deep to right field. Back goes Gordon, and it'll get down. Rounding second, going to third is Jones. He's tagged out at the plate, or at third rather. But 2 runs will score. Tipton will score, and Beard will score from first. 3 runs off 2 hits. Nobody's going to be left on. We go to the bottom frame, 3-0 Lions.
At the bat for North Georgia, the catcher, number 42, Sal.
Tideback will lead things off here in the second. Tideback, Edwards, Torrey due up for the Nighthawks. Tideback saw 5 pitches against Thornton in the first before Tomlinson was caught stealing. 3-0 your score. Just one of those 3 runs earned after the McCreary error earlier in the inning. First pitch to Tideback was fouled off. 0-1. Again, Tideback came in 321 on the year. That one missed inside, 1-1. Thornton out of the sidearm. He's worked out of the stretch every pitch thus far. That one caught the zone 1-2. This Thornton's 5th start of the year, his 20th appearance. Here's the 1-2. Lifted. Behind second, it'll be the right fielder Floyd calling everyone off, settling and making the play for out number 1. That brings Bo Edwards to the plate. He's the designated hitter today. The red shirt junior, standing 6 feet 2 inches tall, out of Cartersville. Attended Central Alabama prior to transferring to the University of North Georgia. He'll foul the first pitch off. 0-1. 281 on the year for Bo. 4 home runs, 23 RBIs. Caught the inside corner, 0-2 to Edwards. Everyone straight away in the outfield for the Lions. The 0-2 misses low and outside, 1-2. Thornton working rather efficiently. That was his 25th pitch of the outing. The 1-2 grounded foul into the Emmanuel dugout. Thornton catches his breath, gets back onto the mound, still hanging that arm somewhat like Craig Kimbrell. The 1-2. Grounded to third. It'll be tipped in across the diamond to Hardman. A high throw, but Hardman able to catch it for out number 2.
Number 23, Tremaine Torrey.
Some vocal Emmanuel fans in the crowd on both sides as Tremaine Torrey steps to the plate. Torrey 281 as well on the year. 12 home runs. That's second on the team, 39 RBIs. Leads the team. First pitch to him. Catches the lower half. 0-1. Torrey, 6-foot senior out of Snellville. Prepped at Brookwood. His senior day will be later on this weekend. This one grounded to short. Cash Fields throws to Hardman high, but makes the play for out number 3. 1-2-3 go the Nighthawks. We head to the third. 3-0 Lions.
55, first baseman Bo Hart.
New pitcher on the mound for the Nighthawks will be number 19, Chris Cobb. We'll get to his line here in a second. He's a red shirt sophomore, standing 6 foot tall, out of Hamilton, Georgia. Prepped at north side. His first pitch, grounder right back up the middle by Bo Hardman, base hit. Hardman now 1 for 2 on the day. As Daniel Sheely will step to the plate. Closing the book on McCreary, 2 innings pitched, couple of hits, 3 runs, just 1 of them earned, 3 walks on the day. Chris Cobb comes in. 3.03 ERA, 4-0 on the year in 13 appearances. 35 2/3 innings of work. 17 runs allowed, just 12 of them earned. 32 strikeouts with 17 walks. His first pitch to Sheely, a strike right down Main Street. Sheely 0 for 1 on the day, grounded out to McCreary in the first. He'll step off and check Hardman over at first. Hardman, not one to steal bases, hasn't attempted one this year. Oh and 1 on the cleanup hitter Sheely. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball fouled off, 0-2. 3 pitches, 3 strikes thus far for Chris Cobb. Sheely steps back in. Cobb from the stretch, he comes set, and here's the 0-2. Low and outside, 1-2. Nighthawks trail at 3-0, ranked 12th in the nation. Currently second in the Southeast region. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Down goes Sheely for out number 1. Brings Hannon Price to the plate. He grounded out to second in his first plate appearance. Nighthawks already know their first round opponent in Columbus. It'll be Georgia College, who finished 13-11 in the Peach Belt Conference, 8th seeded at the tournament. As Price swings and misses, strike 1. The Nighthawks 2-1 against the Bobcats earlier this year. A 9-4 win on March 6th, followed by a 16-4 loss on the first game of March 7th, and a 7-3 win in the second half of the doubleheader against the Bobcats of Milledgeville. First round action Saturday down in Columbus. Of course, you can follow all the action on the official website of the Nighthawks, ungathletics.com. Price lines it right back up the middle, base hit. So 2 on and 1 out for Peyton Roberts, who singled in the second. Emmanuel's season will be done after this weekend, as the Conference Carolinas tournament already having been completed. Emmanuel sitting at just 9-33 overall. Cobb will check the runner at second and reset. Two on and 1 out. Here's the pitch. Right down the middle, strike 1. Hardman stands on second, Price on first, Roberts at the plate, facing Cobb, righty on righty. Here's the 0-1. Low, 1-1. 3 runs off 4 hits. No errors for Emmanuel, no runs off 1 hit, and an error for the Nighthawks. We're in the top half of the 3rd frame, and it's 2-1 on Peyton Roberts. Wind settling down just a little bit, now picking back up. Here's the 2-1. Lifted foul straight back, 2-2. The Peach Belt Conference Tournament will be contested on Saturday and Sunday. The quarterfinals and semifinals on Saturday. So should the Nighthawks win their first round matchup against Georgia College, they will face either Flagler or USC Aiken later in the day. The championship game will be contested at 1 p.m. on Sunday on the campus of Columbus State. North Georgia will be at Golden Park, I believe, down in Columbus, not on the campus of Columbus State. As they're going to have just a 2-day tournament this year. And then the Nighthawks get a week off before the selection show for the baseball NCAA tournament. Grounded to short, 6-4, not going to be able to get to 3. There's a good slide there by Price. Fielder's choice for Peyton Roberts. So runners will be on the corners for Ty Tipton. Tipton walked his first plate appearance, ended up coming around to score. Tideback gives the signs. And Tipton will step in to face Cobb. With 2 outs, batters .264 this year against Chris Cobb. First pitch strike to Tipton. Roberts on first, Hardman on third. Emmanuel bringing fans the short drive down from Franklin Springs. The 0-1, grounded towards second. Will it make it through? No. Cesari makes a nice play running to his left and will make the play for out number 3. Able to get out of the jam was Cobb. We head to the bottom frame of the 3rd, 3-0 Lions.
The bat for North Georgia, the first baseman, number 41.
7-8-9 due up for the Nighthawks in the 3rd. It'll be Trevor Sams, Andrew Gordon, and Devin Gearhart. 3-0 your score here on Nighthawk Vision. Walker McCreary on the call. Sam steps in, facing the sidearm. Thornton fouls the first one off toward the Nighthawk dugout, 0-1. Sam's a redshirt sophomore out of Cumming, attended North Forsyth and then Darton State before transferring to North Georgia. 289 on the year, couple home runs, 21 RBIs. He fouls, though, one off, 0-2. Good crowd on hand for it to be the last day of finals. A lot of the students already headed home for the summer. The 0-2 misses low and outside, 1-2. See a lot of students here to support the Nighthawks, possibly before heading home tomorrow. One ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. It'll miss outside, 2-2. Trevor Sams is a leadoff, has reached base in nearly 50% of his at-bats. He's had 28 of them, reached on 13. Count runs full. Three balls and 2 strikes. As the sun sets here in Dahlonega, Sams fouls it off. Shadows starting to roll into center field as the sun sets off to our right. You can see the shadows there on your screen out in center field. Here's the payoff pitch. Misses inside. Ball 4 and a leadoff walk for Trevor Sams. Brings Andrew Gordon to the plate.
Right fielder number 15, Andrew Gordon.
Gordon, 258 on the year. 13 home runs, leads the team, 30 RBIs. The redshirt senior out of Marietta. Attended Lassiter High School. That pitch, a Texas leaguer out into right field. It'll make it down, base hit. Sams will stop at second. As Gordon gets a single, 2-1. Nobody out for Devin Gearhart.
Third baseman number 14, Devin Gearhart.
Gearhart, 208 on the year. He's played and started in every game this year for Coach Cantrell. 19 RBIs on the year for the redshirt sophomore out of Cumming. A South Forsyth graduate. He squares the bunt and pulls back and watches strike 1. Was a little high, but home plate umpire Kevin Elsey liked it. Nighthawks have a chance to break onto the scoreboard here. 2-1 and nobody out. Trevor Sams on second. Flash Gordon on first. Here's the 0-1 to Gearhart. He squares. Lays it down nicely down the first baseline. Not going to have a play anywhere else is Hardman. He'll throw over on the sac bunt. 3-4 if you're scoring at home. So 2-1 in scoring position for Joey Cesiri. Grounded out to third in his first plate appearance. Cesiri with runners in scoring position, 14 of 49 on the year. He's got a high percentage of advancing runners as well. 61% of the time he's done it. First pitch, high and inside, but a called strike. Beautiful sac bunt from Devin Gearhart. Hardman had no play. He tried to look over at third to get Sams, but had no play there, so ended up just getting Gearhart at first. From the sidearm, the pitch outside, 1-1. It almost looks like a submarine pitch the way he comes set with his back bent, so almost making a 90-degree angle to the ground. Thornton gets the signs and comes set with that bent back. Here's the sidearm pitch. It's fouled straight back. 1-2. Cesari trying to bring home North Georgia's first run of the series. Game 1 of 3. Another one tomorrow night, 7 p.m. right back here at Bobstein Stadium. You can join us here at the stadium or on Nighthawk Vision. The pitch misses inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The third game of the series, Sunday afternoon, 3 p.m. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 on, 1 out. From the stretch, the pitch grounded towards short. Cash going to throw over to first to get Cesari, but a run will score. It'll be 3-1 as Connor Hoover steps to the plate.
Shortstop number 8, Connor Hoover.
Gordon forced to stay at second as it was grounded to short, but a run does come home, and Hoover will step to the plate. Hoover struck out on 4 pitches last time. Thornton. From the stretch, righty on lefty. First pitch grounded to short again. Cash makes the field, throws over for the third out of the inning. Nighthawks add 1, though. It's 3-1. We head to the 4th.
Number 7, Dason Cash.
Dason Cash will lead things off for the Lions in the 4th as they lead it 3-1. North Georgia added 1 there in the 3rd. Chris Cobb still on the mound. He works out of the windup and the pitch. Lifted high and deep down the left field line, but it's going to curl foul. Cash this year does have a home run to his name as he watches the 0-1 miss low, 1-1. He still works out of the windup, the 1-1. Grounded, nice field there from Chris Cobb. He'll run and toss for out number 1. Stick out the glove, make the play, and then take your time to make the throw, almost like a clinic. So 1 down for John Floyd. First plate appearance, a sacrifice fly to left. Righty on lefty. First pitch. Lifted foul down the left field line. Watch out over there in the event staff parking lot. That one missed, 1-1. Chris Cobb against lefties this year. The left-handed batter's just 5 of 33 against him. That's a 152 average. The 1-1. Lined into right field, make it 6 of 34. And that'll bring Elliott Beard to the plate. Beard, 0 for 1 in the contest, has reached base both plate appearances, had a fielder's choice, and walked. Came around to score in the second on the 2 RBI double from Trent Jones. Jones thrown out trying to stretch it to a triple, but the run scored first. First pitch, swung on and missed, strike 1. Sun setting behind the trees, finally getting a little bit of relief here in the press box. Not having to look into the sun. The 0-1 misses low and outside, tied it back out of the stance quickly, making sure. 1-1. Ball and a strike. 1 on and 1 out. Cobb out of the stretch. He comes set. Righty on righty. Here's the pitch. Runner moving. Fouled straight back. 1-2. Floyd 0 for 1 this year in stolen base attempts. He was moving on the pitch. Now the outfield shifts toward right. Tremaine Torrey a good distance off of center. Andrew Gordon moved very close to the line out and right. Grounded up the middle. Nice diving stomp from Hoover. It'll be a hit, but kept it in the infield there did Hoover, possibly saving the runner moving over to third. It'll be a hit, as Trent Jones will step to the plate with 2 on. Jones 1 for 1. A walk and a double. Again, thrown out trying to stretch the double back in the second to a triple. Cobb gets the signs from Tiedeback and comes set in the stretch. First pitch. Couldn't hold back, strike 1. With runners on, Cobb coming into this one was holding batters to 232. That one lifted into left. Tomlinson not going to be able to make the catch, but fields and gets it in quickly, and the bases will be loaded for Bo Hardman. 3 singles in a row for the Lions.
Number 55, Bo Hardman.
Hardman steps to the plate, 1 for 2 and a single in the third. Wind picking up a little bit. First pitch, big cut, big miss by Hardman, 0-1. Cobb trying to work out of a jam. It's 3-1 right now, but Emmanuel threatening. Cobb would love to get a double play here. Here's the 0-1. Swung on and missed, 0-2. Cobb loves to get his ground balls 53 coming into the day. Ground ball outs. He's gotten 3 thus far today. And here's the 0-2. Lifted into right field. Back goes Gordon. He'll make the play over his shoulder for out number 2. Get the ball in quickly. The runners will advance from second and third to make the score 4-1. Emmanuel. Give that a sac fly
Pitcher number 19, Daniel Sheely.
to bring up Daniel Sheely, who's 0 for 2 on the day. Tiedeback stands out in front of the plate, gives the signs to the infield. Emmanuel got the run back that North Georgia scored in the third. Cobb checks the runner at first, comes set, checks him again and fires. Sheely able to hold back 1-0. Tiedeback will give new signs. Runners have had success stealing on Chris Cobb, 8 of 9 on the year. Trent Jones is 2 for 2 this year in stolen base attempts. The sac fly by Hardman, his second of the year. One ball, no strikes on Sheely. Sixth batter of the inning for the Lions. They've sent 5 to the plate in the first and the third, 6 in the second and fourth. We're in the fourth. Here's the 1-0. Swung on and missed, 1-1. A half-hearted swing at that. Sheely didn't want to swing at it, but couldn't resist. The lights have come on here at Bobstein Stadium as the sun finishes setting behind the trees. It's 2-1 on Sheely. Hannon Price stands on deck, singled last inning. Cobble comes set, facing Sheely. Righty on righty. Here's the 2-1. Swung on and missed. Deuces are wild. Runner advanced to second. Defensive indifference. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Lifted, foul over Coleman Fieldhouse. So still 2-2. And here's the 2-2 again. Swung on and missed. Strike 3, balls loose on the ground. Throw him out at first, having to clean it up. And that'll complete the inning. One run off 3 hits. A couple batters left on base. We'll head to the bottom frame, 4-1 Lions.
Stephen
Tomlinson will lead things off for North Georgia in the bottom half of the fourth inning. Tomlinson, tied back Edwards, due up for the Nighthawks, trailing 4-1 to Emmanuel College. Thornton still on the mound for the Lions. Out of that sidearm pitch, it hit Tomlinson in the sleeve. So a leadoff hit by pitch. Tomlinson's reached in 2 plate appearances. Still 1 for 1.
Catcher number 42, Sam Tideback.
Brings Tideback to the plate. Flew out to right field in the second inning. Tomlinson was caught stealing back in the first. Checking the runner over there was Thornton. Four to 1 your score here in Dahlonega. Tideback at the plate, fouls it straight back, 0-1. Tomlinson stands on first. Emmanuel got off to a quick start, scoring 3 runs in the second. 2 of them, the first one off of a sac fly by John Floyd, the 9-hole hitter, and then the next 2 on a 2-out double by Trent Jones. North Georgia would score in the third after Trevor Sams drew a leadoff walk, came around on the ground out from Cesari as Tideback fouls it off, 0-2. Emmanuel got the run back in the fourth, the top half of this frame, after Floyd singled in the second at bat of the inning, came around off the sac fly from Bo Hardman. Emmanuel has left 6 runners on base, North Georgia just 1. Tideback lines it into center. Beard having to come in, it gets down, base hit, trying to throw him out at second, not going to get there. So 2 on, nobody out for Bo Edwards. Looks very familiar from the third inning. Trevor Sams drew a leadoff walk. Gordon singled in the next at bat. This time around, Tomlinson draws a leadoff hit by pitch, and then Tideback singles. Bo Edwards grounded out to third, his first plate appearance, looking down at head coach Tom Cantrell to get the signs. 2 on and nobody out. Emmanuel in their grays with the camo hats today. Maroon numbers. North Georgia in the white jerseys, the pinstripes. As Edwards fouls it off, 0-1. Have the NG on the front of the jersey, left chest. Wearing the blue socks. Righty on righty. Thornton gets the signs, comes set at the bent back, and will fire the sidearm pitch. Here it comes. Right down Main Street, strike 2. Bobstein Stadium now under the lights. No balls, 2 strikes. Here it comes. Inside, almost hit Edwards. Barely able to get out of the way, 1-2. The fans here in the stands, into the game, clapping along with the music. Thornton comes set, the 1-2. Grounded through the left side, base hit. Tomlinson's going to round third, head to the plate, fielded by Price, not going to be in time, cut off by Tipton. It's 4-2. RBI single for Bo Edwards. Runners on first and second again, this time for Tremaine Torrey.
Center fielder number 23, Tremaine Torrey.
Grounded out 2 short, his first plate appearance. Still nobody out in the inning. Emmanuel has a pitcher out in the bullpen. It looks like number 21, Hudson Jacobs. That one fouled off, 0-1. Can't tell from this distance, but it did look like a 21 out there in the left field bullpen. The tomahawk chop gets the fans into it here in the grandstands. 2-1, nobody out for Tremaine Torrey, the senior, who will celebrate his senior day on Sunday. The 0-1. Chopped right in front of the plate. It goes foul, 0-2. Eight seniors on this North Georgia team. Taylor Jones, Cameron Crawford, Jacob Beechump, Andrew Gordon, Phil Taylor, Travis Narain, Joey Sasiri, and Torrey. One ball and two strikes to the center fielder. Tideback stands on second, Edwards on first. The pitch. Grounded right back up the middle to short. It'll be Cash. Getting the runner out at second, that was Edwards, fielder's choice for the first out. So runners on the corners for Trevor Sams. A high bouncing ball toward Cash, only able to get one there, 6-4 on the out. Shealy will give the signs to the Lion infield how they want to play it with one out. They're going to need to be aware of the steal from Torrey. He's 4 of 6 on the year. Trevor Sams stands in, walked in the third. This is his only plate appearance. First pitch to him, fouled straight back. We do have confirmation that's Hudson Jacobs out in the bullpen for the Lions. 6'2 junior out of Gray, Georgia, warming up for Emmanuel. The 0-1 to Sams. Pitch number 58 for Thornton's fouled down the third baseline, 0-2. The first baseman steps back in and stares down at Thornton, who shook off the first sign. Now comes set. And the offering outside, 1-2. Torrey still stands on first. Shealy's already caught one Nighthawk stealing, and Tomlinson back in the first. The 1-2, lifted into right field. Back goes Floyd toward the warning track. Not going to be able to make the play. It bounces off the wall, one hop. One run will score. Torrey's going to round third and go home. Play at the plate, not going to be there. That's a triple for Trevor Sams. And just like that, we're tied at 4. Tideback scores from third. Torrey fell going home, lost his helmet, but was able to get up and score. And now Shealy will go out and have a word with Thornton. Sam's first triple of the year, as Gordo steps to the plate.
Right fielder number 15, Andrew Gordo.
Gordon 1 for 1 on the day, singled in the third. There's just one out in the inning. Thornton from the sidearm, threw into the right field, base hit, and the Nighthawks take their first lead of the night. It's 5-4. McCrary off the hook now. We'll have a no decision. And that'll bring one of Emmanuel's coaches out to the bullpen. And we're going to have a pitching change. It'll be number 21, Hudson Jacobs. We'll look at his line right after this. 5-4, we're in the bottom half of the fourth. Nighthawks still rallying. Five to 4 your score as Hudson Jacobs comes on in relief. A look at the line, which is not yet closed for Ethan Thornton. 3 1/3 innings of work, 6 hits, 5 runs, all of them earned, a walk and a strikeout, 61 pitches. He is responsible for Gordon on first. A look at the line for Hudson Jacobs. Jacobs, as I said, the 6'2 junior out of Gray, Georgia. 8.23 ERA. Check that, 8.33 ERA. 2-8 on the year in 11 appearances, 9 starts, 40 innings of work, giving up 48 runs, 37 of them earned. 22 strikeouts to 16 walks. Batters very successful against him, batting .379 on the year. Devin Gearhart stands in. A sac bunt, his first plate appearance. With runners on, he's 17 of 85. He hits one through the right side, base hit, hit and run, perfectly executed. Gordon will go all the way to third. Gearhart with the single, and that brings Joey Cesari to the plate. 8th batter of the inning for North Georgia. Cesari 0 for 2 with a couple of ground outs to the left side. But with runners in scoring position, Cesari doing pretty well this year. He's 14 of 50 with his ground out back in the third, which scored Trevor Sams. Success advancing runners, now 58 of 94 opportunities. He watches ball one. Connor Hoover stands on deck with 1 out in the inning. If Hoover reaches, it'll be the 9th, or if Hoover gets to take a swing at it, he'll be the 9th batter of the inning. The 1-0. Misses low and outside. 2-0. Much different pitcher is Jacobs than Thornton. Jacobs, a more traditional pitcher coming over the top. Righty on righty. Here's the 2-0. Just missed the outside half. 3-0. Runners on the corners. It's Gordon on third, Gearhart on first. That one caught the outside corner. 3-1. Thornton right now on the hook for the loss. Still has a runner out there that he's responsible for. Here comes the 3-1. Fouled down the right field line. Count runs full. Three balls and two strikes to Joey Cesiri, the 5'9" senior out of Ackworth. Jacobs checks the runner at first, comes set, and will throw back. The wind has died down for the moment. Flag motionless out there in center field. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Runner moving. There's the pitch. Grounded to the left side. Base hit for Cesiri. A run will score. And Gearhart will move to third. It's 6-4 as the Nighthawks are still rolling here in the fourth. Book now closed on Thornton. Make it 6 runs, all of them earned. And Sheely will go have a word with Jacobs as Connor Hoover steps to the plate. Nighthawks about to bat around here as they'll send another pitcher out to the bullpen. It'll be a lefty. Number 47, Alex Jordan, headed out to the bullpen, a sophomore out of Danielsville. Likely attended Madison County High School. That's the only high school I can think of in Danielsville. Righty on lefty as Hoover steps in. Hoover 0 for 2 on the day. Checks Cesiri over at first. Hoover does well with runners in scoring position as well. 333 on the year. He hits it right back up the middle for a base hit. That's another run. Cesiri rounds second, holds up. He was halfway there when he turned around. He might as well have just kept going, but decided to go back. Regardless, another single. And the Nighthawks have batted around here in the fourth.
Number 30, Steven Tomlinson.
5 hits in a row now, starting with the Trevor Sams triple. Nighthawks have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in the inning. Tomlinson led off the inning, getting hit by a pitch. Now he grounds one through the left side. Coach Cantrell waving home Cesiri. Hoover gets thrown out at third, 7-5-6. But Cesiri scores to make it 8-4. There's 2 outs now in the inning
Catcher number 42, Sam.
as Tomlinson singled. Nighthawks have put 7 on the board here in the fourth. Jacobs throws back to check on Tomlinson. Tomlinson's reached base all 3 times he's come to the plate. He's 2 for 2 now on the day. First pitch, a breaking ball, misses inside to Sam Titeback. Titeback 1 for 2, singled earlier in the inning. 11th batter of the inning for North Georgia. Ball and no strikes. From the stretch, the pitch misses outside, 2-0. Another pitcher out there for Emmanuel. They've got a lefty and a righty warming up. Throwback to keep Tomlinson close. Two balls and no strikes. Tied back, grounds to third. Nice play from Tipton. Gets up from his knees, throws over off the bounce. Hardman fields for out number 3. 7 runs off of 8 hits. And the new score is 8-4 North Georgia as we head to the 5th here in Dahlonega. Chris Cobb still on the mound for the Nighthawks. Here's the first pitch. Swing and a miss by Hannon Price. Price 1 for 2 on the day. Nighthawks put up a big crooked number there in the 4th. 7 runs off 8 hits. Left just 1 runner on base. 1-1 now on Price. Emmanuel scored 3 in the 2nd. Nighthawks got 1 back in the 3rd. Emmanuel got that run back in the 4th before the Nighthawks sent 11 to the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes now on Price. Torrey shifts towards right field as it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. And here's the pitch. Misses just outside, 2-2. Cobb working pretty well thus far. Struck out 2 in 2 innings. That one's lifted into right center. It looks like it's going to get down, base hit. It'll be a single to Price.
Designated hitter number 5, Peyton Roberts.
Brings Peyton Roberts to the plate. He's 1 for 2 on the day. A single in the 2nd. Fielder's choice. Reached on a fielder's choice in the 3rd. Cobb gets the signs and comes set. Out of the stretch. The first pitch coming. Missed just high, 1-0. Reminder, Game 2 of this 3-game set tomorrow night, 7 p.m. right back here in Dahlonega. Hope you'll join us either here on Nighthawk Vision or here in person in Dahlonega. The 1-0. Swung on and missed, 1-1. A ball and a strike. Runner on first. Cobb will check the runner. Price sliding back in safely, just ahead of the tag. No surprise out of Atlanta. Cincinnati leads the Braves 2-0 after 3. Here comes the 1-1. Cobb checks the runner and fires. Misses outside, 2-1. Eight to 4 your score. Nighthawks lead it. 8 runs off 10 hits and an error for North Georgia. 4 runs off 8 hits for the Lions. Swung on and missed. 2-2. Tieback came up ready to throw, lost the ball for a second. Price retreated back to first. Tipton stands on deck for the Lions. Cobb comes set. The 2-2 coming. Runner moving. Swung on and missed. Strike him out. And throw him out. 30th double play of the year for the Nighthawks. So bases will be empty for Ty Tipton.
Number 13, Ty Tipton.
Price was 5 for 5 this year on stolen bases coming in. Now make it 5 for 6. As Tieback throws him out 2-6. First pitch misses. Ball 1 to Tipton. Out of the windup, here comes the 1-0. Fouled straight back into the netting, 1-1. Tipton 0 for 1 on the day, walked back in the second, came around to score on the 2 RBI double from Jones. Here's the 1-1. That's a strike. 1-2. One ball and 2 strikes. The pitch. Lifted into center. Torrey takes a few steps back and to his left for out number 3. 3 up and 3 down. Add a hit in there, but the double play. We head to the bottom half of the 5th, 8-4. Nighthawks. It's the Hickory Prime Barbecue home run inning here in Dahlonega. 5th inning. If the Nighthawks hit a home run, 5 fans here at Bob Stein are going to win a free sandwich courtesy of Hickory Prime Barbecue. But a new pitcher's into the game for Emmanuel. It's number 15, Riley Sparks. Sparks, a 6'4 senior out of Ringgold. .872 ERA. He's 1-7 on the year in 12 appearances, 9 starts. He's pitched 1 complete game, 43 1/3 innings of work, 50 runs allowed, 42 of them earned. Not a very good strikeout to walk ratio, 23 strikeouts, 22 walks. Bo Edwards will lead things off for the Nighthawks. He lifts one high down the right field line in foul territory. Back everyone goes. Hardman and Floyd give chase. Jones also over there, but it'll land in between all 3 of them, just out of their reach. 0-1. Edwards had one of the 8 hits in the inning last inning, singled, and then was gotten out 6-4 on the Torrey fielder's choice. We'll close the book on Hudson Jacobs momentarily. The 0-1 catches the zone 0-2. Jacobs finished his outing. 2/3 of an inning, 4 hits, 2 runs allowed, both of them earned. Just 12 pitches needed. Counts now 1-2 on Edwards. And strike 3. Down goes Edwards. So Tremaine Torrey will step to the plate. He's 0 for 2, reached on a fielder's choice in his last appearance. Reds now lead the Braves 3-0. Hawks lead the Nets in Game 6 up in Brooklyn after 1, 36-23. Hawks trying to close out the Nets. Torrey lifts one down right field line. Giving chase is Floyd. He'll watch it go foul off of Coleman Fieldhouse, 0-1. With the bases empty, Torrey hitting .267 on the year. 20 of 75. He watches ball 1 miss low and outside and get behind the catcher, Sheely. Alex Jordan not out there in the bullpen anymore. Came back to the dugout. And Sparks came in instead here in the 5th. Here's the 2-1. Grounded down the third base line, foul, 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes, and out in the inning. And here it comes. Torrey lifts it high. Mile high pop up. It'll be Jones settling under it next to second base for out number 2.
First baseman number 41,
Trevor Sams will step in now. 1 for 1 on the day. Had his first triple of the year last inning. He scored 2 of the 8 runs. Reached base in his first plate appearance in the 3rd via walk. A ball and no strikes now.
It even does up here. Like it's not just the remote.
That one caught the inside corner, 1-1. Two outs here in the bottom half of the 5th. Nighthawk fans want a home run for 5 lucky fans to get the barbecue sandwich. Sams will ground it to short, going down to Aeneas Cash. Couple steps, throw, it's a safe. Give him a hit. So Sam's 2 for 2 on the day. He's got a single and a triple. Halfway to the cycle. got the hardest one out of the way in the triple. Sams has shown he can hit home runs this year. He has 2 on the year. He can also hit doubles as well. He has 5 of those. He's got 4 innings to work with if he can get a couple more plate appearances. First pitch strike to Andrew Gordon. Gordon 2 for 2, a couple singles. Wind starting to blow from right to left on your screens again. As that one just misses high, 1-1. Nighthawk fans into this one. They lead at 8-4 now. Throw back to check on Sams. As the Nighthawk fans are staying energized here. Gordon lifts it high to right field. It'll be Jones drifting back, but Floyd calling him off for the 3rd out of the inning. No barbecue sandwiches given up today. We head to the 6th, 8-4 Nighthawks. Nighthawks lead at 8-4 as we head to the 6th here against the Emmanuel College Lions. 8-9-1 due up for the Lions against Chris Cobb. Here's the pitch outside. Ball 1 to Dason Cash, who is 0 for 2, reached on an error in the 2nd. The 1-0 lifted high and deep to left field. Back goes Tomlinson. It's a no-doubter. Out of here halfway up the hill in left field. Make it 8-5. Cash with his 2nd home run of the year, and it was long gone. Just saw the replay up here in the booth, and it was definitely halfway up the hill. A long ways out of here. Fourth home run of the year given up by Chris Cobb, and Floyd just missed that one. He fouled it straight back. No balls and 1 strike to Floyd, who's 1 for 1 on the day with a sac fly and a single. Here's the 0-1. Swung on and missed. Big cut. Big miss. 0-2. A pitcher out in the Nighthawk bullpen stretching, warming up. It's a righty. As Floyd just missed that one. 0-2 still. No balls and 2 strikes. Torrey shifted to left field. A big shift in the outfield by Tomlinson and Torrey. Gordon stays pretty much in his normal position, so a big gap in left center. 1-2, here it comes. Grounded to short. Hoover to Sams. Got him by a step. Josh Bryan out in the bullpen for North Georgia. 6-foot sophomore out of Lawrenceville, attended Buford. So 1 out for Elliott Beard, who's reached base in all 3 plate appearances, but is 1 for 2. A walk, a fielder's choice, and a single in his last plate appearance. First pitch misses low, ball 1. Coming up on 2 hours of game here in Dahlonega with a 7-run fourth, that's to be expected. Make it an 8-run fourth if you count Emmanuel's 1 in the top half of the frame. Current score is 8-5. Emmanuel scored in all the even innings. 3 in the second, a run in the fourth, and now a run in the sixth off the Cash home run. 3-0 the count. Here's the windup and the pitch. Strike 1 right down Main Street. Three and 1. Lifted to left center. Tomlinson gives chase. He's not going to get there. It 1 hops off the wall. A stand-up double for Elliott Beard.
Second baseman number 3.
Tomlinson got it and threw it in as quickly as he could, but Beard was already halfway to second at that point. So that brings up Trent Jones. Jones halfway to the cycle as well. He has a single and a double and walked in his first plate appearance. He tried to stretch that double to a triple, but got thrown out. Gordon to Hoover to Gearhart. First pitch to him. Tries to take it the other way, but it goes way foul. 0-1. Beard stands on second. Cobb still on the mound. Bryan out in the pen for the Nighthawks. The 0-1. Just missed high. 1-1. Wind blowing out to left field a little bit. Maybe right to left. Here's the 1-1. Breaking ball misses inside. 2-1. Tideback had set up outside and Cobb came inside. Pitch number 67 coming for Chris Cobb. Here it comes. Swung on and missed. 2-2. Cobb shakes off a pitch. Still looking for the pitch he wants. Now he comes set. And the 2-2. Misses high and outside. Count runs full. 3-2 with 1 out. To give you an idea of how far that home run it was by Cash, it's 320 down the line in left field, 365 in the alley, and it went halfway up the hill right in between the two. Payoff pitch is lifted down the right field line. Gordon gives chase toward the line and lets it bounce foul. Seventh pitch of the at-bat's coming. Ball hit just to the left of that light pole out in left field. Halfway up the hill. So if I had to guess, probably around 360. Lifted into center. Torrey, a few steps in, he'll make the play. Coming in for out number 2.
First baseman number 55, Bo Hardman.
So that brings Bo Hardman to the plate. Hardman 1 for 2 on the day, a sac fly in his last plate appearance. Has a single on the day as well. Be a righty-on-righty matchup. Could be the last batter of the game that Cobb faces as Brian's out there warming up. Misses outside, 1-0. Cobb coming on in relief. He's pitched 3 2/3 innings of work in relief of Daniel McCrary, who is off the hook for the loss. McCrary gave up 3 runs, just 1 of them earned, off 2 hits and 3 walks. Here's the 1-0, and time was called right before Cobb could come from the stretch. Cobb 8 hits, just 2 runs given up, 3 strikeouts, and 1 home run just earlier this inning. Lone outside, 2-0. Starting to get a little chilly here in Dahlonega. A lot of sweatshirts out, blankets. And to think it's May 1st. The 2-0. Lifted. High and deep to left center. Back it goes. Torrey gives chase. That's out of here. About 380 feet to left center. And just like that, it's a 1-run ball game, 8-7. Two home runs in the inning.
Catcher number 19, Daniel Sheedy.
That brings Daniel Sheely to the plate. The home run by Hardman. His 5th on the year. First pitch. Low and outside. 1-0. The 1-0 pitch coming, grounded right back up the middle. It'll be Hoover over to Sams for the 3rd out of the inning, but damage done as what once was a 4-run lead for North Georgia is now a 1-run lead off 2 bombs from the Lions. It's 8-7. We head to the bottom of the 6th. Devin Gearhart leads things off for the Nighthawks here in the 6th. 9-1-2 due up for Coach Cantrell's squad. Ball 1 to Gearhart, who's 1 for 1 on the day, a single and a sac bunt. The 1-0 catches the zone 1-1. Sparks still in the game. Riley Sparks pitched a complete inning, 1 hit, 1 strikeout. Gets Gearhart to foul it off across the street behind us, 1-2. The windup and the 1-2 just misses, 2-2. Gearhart almost cut at it, decided against it. Two and two. Breaking ball misses high. Count runs full. Sparks gets the sign. The payoff pitch lifted down the right field line. Floyd and everyone else give chase. It'll hit Coleman Fieldhouse's roof for a long strike. We'll do it again. The payoff pitch. Jones hit the wall to slow himself down. Hardman able to slow down just short of the wall. Couple more pitchers warming up for the Nighthawks as Gearhart walks. Avery Greer out there throwing, along with Josh Bryan. And another lefty, can't see his number at this second. Likely to see Josh Bryan come in the top half of the 7th. Joey Cesari steps in now, 1 for 3 on the day. Here's the pitch. Squares to bunt, pops it up. Diving is the catcher, Sheely. Not able to make the play, 0-1. We're in the bottom half of the 6th inning, 2 hours into our game. We'll be back here tomorrow, 7 p.m. first pitch for Game 2 of this 3-game set. Game 3, Senior Day, on Sunday, a 3 p.m. first pitch. Be sure to be here in your seats by around 2:30, 2:40 for Senior Day festivities. You can also tune in here to Nighthawk Vision to see every minute of it. The 0-1 pitch. Cesari squares to bunt again. Grounds it down the first base line. It bounces foul. 0-2. Cesari going to have to cut now. We'll see what Coach Cantrell says to do. Might square and bunt. I doubt it. The fans here saying to charge on, Nighthawks. North Georgia leads at 8-7. Check on Gearhart. Emmanuel scored in all the even innings. 3 in the 2nd and the 6th, 1 in the 4th. The 0-2 just misses outside, 1-2. Cesari almost cut at it. It was close. One ball and 2 strikes. Here it comes. Outside pitch out, 2-2. Coach Cantrell gives the signs. 2-2, nobody out. Gearhart stands on first after the leadoff walk. Check on Gearhart. Barely got back safe. A good throw might have gotten him. Hardman had to dive to catch it. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Down goes to Siri for the first out of the inning. Brings Connor Hoover to the plate. 1 for 3 on the day.
Shortstop number 8, Connor Hoover.
A single back in the 4th. Nighthawks had everybody reach base in that 4th inning, and Tomlinson reached twice. Seven singles, 8 total hits in that 4th. First pitch to Hoover, right down the middle, strike 1. Righty on lefty. Tomlinson stands on deck. Check on Gerhardt. It gets away from Hardman. Gerhardt will round second, head toward third as the ball made it all the way to the North Georgia bullpen. It's a 2-base error. And just like that, North Georgia has a runner in scoring position for Mr. Hoover, and coming out to have a word is Coach Kilgore. Nobody out in the Lion bullpen, so it's just to settle him down. Cecilia with runners in scoring position coming into today, 14 of 49. With a runner on third and less than 2 outs, 10 of 16. 625 with a runner on third and less than 2 outs. Does a good job of getting the runs home. That one caught the zone, 0-2. Hoover with 3 sacrifice flies. 9 other sacrifice hits. The 0-2. Low and inside, 1-2. Nighthawk fans behind Hoover, trying to get him to put the ball in play. 1 ball and 2 strikes, 1 out and a runner on third. Gerhardt takes his lead, big swing and a miss for strike 3. Down goes Hoover to bring up Stephen Tomlinson.
Number 30, Stephen
Tomlinson 2 for 2, couple of singles, got hit by a pitch as well. First pitch to Tomlinson, rather. Misses low, ball 1. Out in the field, Emmanuel does not shift anywhere. Straight up, the 1-0 line back up the middle, base hit. It gets into right center field. Tomlinson rounds 1, makes a big round towards second, ends up retreating. A run scores. It's 9-7. The run unearned for now. Could still end up being earned if you get a couple more hits. But as for now, unearned. Tiedebeck stands in. 1 for 3. Strike 1 called on the outside half. Sparks gets the signs from Sheely. Throws back behind Tomlinson. Tomlinson with 3 singles on the day. Reached base in all 4 of his plate appearances. Here comes the 0-1 to Tiedebeck. Hit him. Emmanuel fans say it hit off the bat. Not happy with the hit by pitch, but it did hit him. Kilgore not going to say anything. No argument out of the Lions' dugout. That brings Bo Edwards to the plate with 2 on and 2 out. 1 for 3, struck out in his last plate appearance. Here's the pitch. Outside corner, strike 1. No balls and a strike to Bo Edwards, the designated hitter. From the stretch, fakes to second. Tiedebeck on first, Tomlinson on second. The count's 1-1 on Edwards. Jones trying to hold Tomlinson on second. Takes in a little bit of a bigger lead as that one misses high, 2-1. The left fielder Price playing pretty deep. Center fielder Beard about normal. The right fielder Floyd playing pretty shallow. As the count goes to 2-2. Deuces are wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Nine to 7 our score here. A high scoring affair on a Friday night game in Dahlonega. Here's the 2-2. Breaking ball high and deep to right field, but it's going to go way foul. We'll do the 2-2 again. Braves take their first lead of the night. It's 4-3 off the Kelly Johnson home run to right field at Turner Field. The 2-2 grounded towards short. Cash will field, take the fielder's choice at second for the 3rd out of the inning. Nighthawks add 1 in the 6th. It's 9-7 North Georgia. We head to the 7th. Chris Cobb's night is done after 4 innings of work, 9 hits rather. 4 runs, all of them earned, 3 strikeouts, and 75 pitches. He gives away to Josh Bryan, the 6-foot sophomore out of Lawrenceville who attended Buford. 4.66 ERA in 12 appearances. 19 2/3 inning of work. He has 2 saves on the year. 11 runs, 10 of them earned. 14 strikeouts to 4 walks. First batter he faces will be Price. Hannon Price watched ball 1. Here comes the 1-0 out of the stretch. Bryan works from it and gets him to ground toward third. Gearhart fields, throws, got the out.
Designated hitter number 5.
Brings Peyton Roberts to the plate, the designated hitter. He's 1 for 3 on the day, singled back in the second. 9 runs off 12 hits and an error for the Nighthawks. 7 runs off 11 hits and an error for the Lions. First pitch to Roberts, a called strike on the outside corner. Taylor Kina, Avery Greer out in the bullpen warming up, should they be needed. As Peyton Roberts fouls it off, 0-2. Hawks up 6 at the break in Brooklyn. Trying to close out the Nets, start a series with the Wizards of Washington on Sunday. 1 ball and 2 strikes here on Peyton Roberts. From the stretch, the pitch. Breaking ball fouled into the Lion bullpen, still 1-2. Roberts stands back in, righty on righty. Bryan comes set in the stretch and fires. Missed low, 2-2. Two and two. Ball 3, count will run full. Three balls, 2 strikes. From the stretch, the pitch, grounded toward third, foul. We'll do it again, 8th pitch of the at-bat coming. Payoff pitch coming again. Here it is. Fouled straight back. We'll do the 3-2 one more time. Three balls and 2 strikes. Straight up. Tiedeback will give chase. It's going to make it out of the field and bounce just to the right of the bleachers here. And we'll do it one more time. Wind dies down. Here comes the 10th pitch of the at-bat. It's lifted into shallow center field. Torrey calls everyone off and will make the play for out number 2. 10 pitches for a fly out. And that brings up Tipton. 0 for 2. Flown out in his last plate appearance is Tipton. Comes set. Misses low, 1-0. Catches the inside half, 1-1. Tomlinson plays closer to the line in left field. Torrey straight away in center. Gordon straight away in right. The 1-1 fouled straight back, 1-2. Josh Bryan trying to work a perfect 7th inning. Here comes the 1-2. Low and outside, deuces are wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bryan comes set, outfield shifts. The 2-2 high, swung on and missed. Strike 3. A perfect 7th inning as the Lions go 1-2-3. We head to the bottom half, 7th inning stretch here at Bob Stein, 9-7, North Georgia.
Back for North Georgia, the center fielder, number 23, Torrey.
Torrey steps to the plate, as you just heard, as we head to the bottom of the 7th. 6, 7, 8 due up. Torrey's 0 for 3 thus far, reached on a fielder's choice in the 4th, came around to score. That one lifted high and deep to left center field. Back it goes. It'll bounce and hit off the wall. A leadoff double. Will he try and stretch it to 3? No, he won't. Wisely, he won't. He'll dive back in safely. A leadoff double for Tremaine Torrey. First pitch he saw, he just took it for a ride. That brings Trevor Sams to the plate. Sams 2 for 2. He's got a walk, a triple, and a single. He's going to need a little help if he wants to get one more plate appearance as we're at the bottom half of the 7th. Going to need to send a lot of Nighthawks to the plate. First pitch misses high and inside, 1-0. Still a good crowd out here in Dahlonega, even though the temperatures have dropped a little bit. 1-0. Lifted down the left field line. That'll stay fair. It'll hit off the wall. Sams has got his double if he can make it there, and he'll slide in safely. The run scores, and it's 10-7, North Georgia. 2 doubles to lead off the inning, and Sams is the home run short of the cycle. Andrew Gordon steps to the plate, gets a word from Coach Cantrell before he comes to the batter's box. Gordo 2 for 3, has 2 singles on the day. The pitch. Breaking ball catches the zone. Strike one. The 0-1. Big swing and a miss by Gordo. 0-2. Again in left field, Price playing pretty deep. In left field rather, while in right field, Floyd playing shallow. The 0-2 misses outside, 1-2. Gordo with runners in scoring position. 11 of 43 coming into today's game. The 1-2 misses outside, 2-2. The updated stat would be 12 of 44. The 2-2. Sparks fell down on the mound. It'll be a wild pitch as Sams advances to third. And the count runs full. Three balls and two strikes. The pitch. Lifted into center field. Beard will settle, make the play. It'll be a sac fly as Sams will come home without much of a play. So the bases are empty for Devin Gearhart. The Nighthawks have a 4-run lead again. They led 8-4 at one point. Now it's 11-7. Gearhart stands in. First pitch. Watches a low. Ball 1. Gearhart 1 for 1 on the day. He scored twice. Singled in the fourth. Walked and had a sac bunt. Now it's 2-0 on him. With the bases empty this year, Gearhart 14 of 64. Fouled it off. 2-1. Two balls and a strike. Here's the pitch. Misses high. 3-1. Three balls and a strike to Gearhart. The windup, the pitch from Sparks, swung on and missed. Count will run full. Sparks, the 6'4" senior out of Ringgold. 3-2, the pitch. Misses outside, ball 4. Gearhart will take a walk. Second walk of the game, Sparks is issued. That brings the top of the lineup up, and Joey Cesiri. Cesiri's 1 for 4 on the day. Again, game 2 of this 3-game set tomorrow night, 7 p.m. right back here at Bobstein Stadium. It's the final series of the year here in Bobstein as Cesiri lifts it to right center. Settling under it is Floyd. Gearhart will retreat to first as Floyd makes the catch for out number 2. Brings Connor Hoover to the plate. He's also 1 for 4.
Shortstop number 8, Connor Hoover.
After this 3-game set, North Georgia going to go to Columbus for the the conference tournament rather. We'll play Georgia College in the quarterfinals on Saturday. The quarterfinals and semifinals on Saturday down in Columbus. North Georgia will be at Golden Park with Georgia College, their first-round matchup, and then if they win, they'll play the winner of Flagler and USC Aiken. they lose, they are eliminated from the conference tournament. It's a single elimination tournament. The winner of the two semifinal games will advance to the championship game to be played Sunday afternoon, 1 p.m. at Ragsdale Field on the campus of Columbus State. We'll run down the Peach Belt Conference standings in a moment. Ball one misses inside. Gerhardt steals without much of a throw. 1-1 the count. Gerhardt now 5 of 5 in stolen base attempts. The first round matchup, or the quarterfinal matchups in the Peach Belt Conference, it'll be North Georgia and Georgia College in the 1-8. As Hoover lifts it foul down the left field line, it's going to be out of play. The 2-7 will be Armstrong and Francis Marion. Armstrong being the 2 seed. The 3 seed UNC Pembroke will play the 6 seed and host Columbus State. And then Flagler and USC Aiken will play in the 4-5. So North Georgia, Georgia College winner will play the winner of Flagler, USC Aiken. And the Armstrong, Francis Marion winner will play the winner of UNC Pembroke and Columbus State. Grounded to first, it'll be 3U as Hoover grounds out to the first baseman. But the Nighthawks put 2 more on the board. 7, we head to the 8th. Josh Bryan still on the mound for North Georgia. Just been informed that Georgia Regents and Georgia College are in a 3-game Peach Belt Conference set that could affect the bottom of the standings in Peach Belt tournament. If Georgia Regents were to sweep the Bobcats, Georgia College would miss out on the tournament. And Georgia Regents would be in. So North Georgia could play either Francis Marion or Georgia College in that first round. Georgia College just needs to win 1 game to eliminate Georgia Regents completely. And a sweep by Georgia College. If Georgia College were to sweep Georgia Regents, they would jump into the 7 seed. Counts 0-2 on Cash, who hit a home run in his last plate appearance, a no-doubter to left field. He swings and misses at that one. Strike 3, down he goes on 3 pitches. So the Nighthawks will either face Georgia College or Francis Marion in Game 1. Everything else is pretty much set in stone. First pitch to Floyd, grounded to second. Easy play for Sasiri for out number 2. 4 pitches in the inning, 2 outs for Josh Bryan, and that brings up the center fielder, Elliott Beard. Beard's 2 for 3 on the day. He's reached base all 4 times. He's walked, reached on a fielder's choice, singled in the 4th, doubled in the 6th. He's scored twice on the day. And he lifts that one high down the left field line. Tomlinson gives chase into foul ground, makes the play for out number 3. A quick inning for Josh Bryan. 5 pitches to retire everyone else. We head to the bottom half. It's 11-7, North Georgia. New pitcher for the Lions is number 32, Matt Bowen, a 6'1 lefty junior out of Pendergrass. Just down the road, Jefferson High School is where he prepped. Sparks gives way after 3 innings of work, gave up 3 runs off 4 hits, 2 of them earned, 3 strikeouts and 2 walks. Bowen 4.90 or 4.50 ERA, 0-1 on the year in 16 appearances. He does have a save to his name, 22 innings of work. He's given up 11 runs, all of them were earned, 11 walks and 18 strikeouts. Tomlinson stands in. Watches strike 1. He's 3 for 3 on the day with 3 singles. He was hit by a pitch back in the 4th to lead things off. Also singled in that inning. He'll watch ball 1. Tomlinson has 2 RBIs on the day. He's scored once. The 1-1. Lined foul. Way out of play, 1-2. Tomlinson came into today batting .310. That batting average most definitely going to rise. Here's the 1-2. Lifted down the right field line. Will it stay fair? No, it won't. Into the North Georgia bullpen. We'll do the 1-2 again. Tomlinson, Tideback, Edwards due up for the Nighthawks here in the 8th. They lead 11-7. The pitch, lined foul. Bowen throws with somewhat of a sidearm. Not as much of a sidearm as we saw with Thornton to start things off for the Lions, but it still comes about a 3/4 over the top. It counts 2-2 now. Center fielder in Beard shifts over toward right field. Here comes the 2-2. Inside, almost hit Tomlinson. Count runs full. 7th pitch of the at-bat coming. And here comes the payoff. Lifted into center field. Is it going to get down? Yes, it will. 4th single of the game for Stephen Tomlinson. Putting the ball in play, and he's doing a good job of it. Yabba dabba doo. Brings Tideback to the plate.
42, Sal, Tideback.
Tideback 1 for 3 on the day. Hit by a pitch in his last plate appearance back in the 6th. Singled in the 4th. Part of a 7-run, 8-hit 4th inning. From the stretch, the pitch, lefty on righty, misses outside, 1-0. Game 2 of this 3-game set tomorrow at 7 p.m. right back here in Dahlonega. Tomlinson takes his lead off first, the 1-0. Lifted foul down the right field line, a line drive. Hits off the roof of Coleman Fieldhouse. Again, Beard shifts a little bit to right field, leaving a big gap in left center. The 1-1 pitch from the stretch, lifted down the right field line. Floyd gives chase and not going to be able to make the play in the bullpen. Sliding does not make the play. It's 1-2. Tideback gets the signs from Coach Cantrell, as does Tomlinson. Coach Cantrell, the third base coach for the Nighthawks. Nick Palmer, the first base coach. 1 ball and 2 strikes on the catcher, Tideback. Here's the pitch. Lined right back up the middle, base hit. Tomlinson scampers to second. Couple leadoff singles, 2-1, nobody out for Bo Edwards. Trevor Sams might get a shot at that home run.
34, Bo Edwards.
He stands in the hole. Torrey on deck, Bo Edwards at the plate. Edwards 1 for 4 on the day. Reached on a fielder's choice, or grounded into a fielder's choice to end the 6th. Reached on a single in the 4th. Squares to bunt. Lays it down nicely. Trying to scamper to first. Not going to make it, but a great sacrifice from Bo Edwards. 2-4 for the first out. Runners advance to second and third for Tremaine Torrey. Torrey 1 for 4. Scored 2 runs. Led off the 7th with a double. The only Nighthawk not to score tonight is Bo Edwards. But he just laid down a beautiful sacrifice bunt to move runners into scoring position. Also, Connor Hoover hasn't scored either. He's had a couple of groundouts, a couple of strikeouts. 2-0 the count. Cesari scored once, Tomlinson once, Tideback once, Torrey twice, Sams 3 times, Gordon once, Gearhart twice. As Torrey fouls it off, 2-1. Nighthawks have left 6 runners on base tonight. Emmanuel, 6 as well. Infield's in. 2 balls and a strike. Torrey fouls it off, 2-2. Emmanuel knows they need to try and keep this at 4 runs. It's going to be hard to get, as well as Josh Bryan's pitched in his 2 innings of work. The 2-2. Inside. It hit him. So the bases are going to be loaded for Trevor Sams. He has a triple. He has a double. He has a single. And he's reached on a walk. Scored 3 times today.
First baseman number 41, Trevor Sams.
2 home runs on the year for Trevor Sams. Today, 3 for 3, 3 runs scored, 3 RBIs. From the stretch, the pitch. Big swing and a miss, strike 1. The bases are loaded with 1 out. Double play depth for the infield. The pitch outside, 1-1. Torrey on first, Teidebeck on second, Tomlinson on third. Sams at the plate, Gordo on deck. Matt Bowen on the mound. From the stretch, lefty on righty. The pitch, high, 2-1. He walked in the third, did Sams, tripled in the fourth, his first triple of the year, singled in the fifth, had his 6th double of the year in the 7th. The 2-1. Swung on and missed, 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes. The pitch. Swung on and missed, a half-hearted swing. As Sams goes down swinging, his first time he's been sat down today. So Andrew Gordon will step to the plate with the bases full and 2 down. Gordo's 2 for 3 on the day, a couple singles, a sac fly in his last plate appearance. Gordon watches a breaking ball catch the zone, strike 1. Gordon has 2 grand slams on the year. He just missed that one. Count goes to 0-2. His 13 home runs leads the team. Torrey just 1 behind at 12. Gordo has 30 RBIs. The 0-2 misses outside, 1-2. Gordo with the bases loaded this year, 2 of 6. With 2 outs, 11 of 40. He fouled that one off, 1 for 2. He fouled it off and it hit him. He's going to call time. Shake himself off. I think it hit his helmet. Just missed his face. With runners in scoring position this year, Gordo coming in 11 of 43. With 2 outs, 11 of 40. With the bases loaded, 2 of 6. The 1-2. Fouled it off. Falling down over there was Torrey. Still 1-2. Good crowd came out today to Bobstein. Still a good one out here. Some have gone home because it got a little cold. Gordon swings and misses, strike 3, and that retires the side. North Georgia can't bring one home, but they lead by 4. We head to the 9th. Josh Bryan back on the mound trying to get a save. It would be his third of the year. He came into the game in the 7th when it was 8-7. 9-7. Check that. It was 9-7 when he entered the game. So going for the 3-inning save. He's got a 4-run lead to deal with. He'll have to get through Jones, Hardman, and Sheely, due up here in the 9th. 2, 3, 4. Bryan comes set. He's worked out of the stretch the entire game. First pitch is fouled down the left field line, 0-1. Be sure to stay tuned. Post-game report immediately following the game. We'll get the final stats. Get you set for tomorrow's Game 2 between Emmanuel and North Georgia. 7 p.m. first pitch back here at Bob Stein. A ball and a strike. Bryan comes set. The pitch. Misses 2-1. Versus the leadoff this year, Josh Bryan has held that leadoff batter to 6 of 19, as he's retired the leadoff batter twice thus far today. Chris Cobb in line for the win. Three ones lifted into shallow right field. Gordon coming in, calling everyone off. He settles and makes the play for out number 1. Lions have 2 outs left. Bo Hardman steps in. In other action in Peach Belt play, Catawba, currently the number 1 team in the Southeast region, out of the Southern Athletic Conference, I believe, leads USC Aiken in Aiken 2-1. Bottom of the 8th, but Aiken threatening. Runners on the corners in the bottom of the 8th. No balls and a strike on Bo Hardman, who hit a home run in his last plate appearance. A no-doubter to left center. He's 2 for 4 on the day, 2 for 3 on the day, rather. 3 RBIs for the first baseman. Here's the 1-1. Misses low, 2-1. Kynett and Greer out in the bullpen should they be needed. Here's the 2-1. Fouled off, 2-2. Josh Bryan, the sophomore out of Lawrenceville. Buford High School. Came on in relief of Chris Cobb and Daniel McCreary, who started the game. Still 2-2. McCreary, 2 innings of work to start the game, gave up 3 runs, just 1 of them earned, walked 3. Chris Cobb came on in the 3rd, pitched 4 strong, gave up 9 hits, 4 runs, struck out 3. 2 home runs in the 6th, though. Josh Bryan comes in the 7th, and that's just the first hit he's given up. He retired 7 in a row before giving up that hit to Hardman. So a runner on and 1 out for Daniel Sheely.
Pitcher number 19, Daniel Sheely.
Catawba gets out of the bottom of the 8th. It's still 2-1 as they head to the 9th in Aiken. Aiken was caught stealing to end the inning. First pitch, lined into right field. Gordon tracks to his left, makes the play, trying to throw back behind Hardman, a little bit offline. But the Lions are down to their last out. It'll be Hannon Price representing the last chance for the Lions. He's 2 for 4, a couple of singles. Hasn't made it past first, though, as he's been caught stealing once and out through a fielder's choice the second time. That one just missed the zone 1-0. Torrey shifts toward left field. Everyone else straight up. The 1-0, big swing and a miss, 1-1. Hardman stands on first, but the tying run's still in the dugout. Two outs in the inning. We're in the top of the ninth. The 1-1, grounded towards short. Hoover will flip to Sasiri for the final out of the game. Final score 11-7. North Georgia defeats Emmanuel. Stay tuned. The post-game report right after this on Nighthawk Vision. Welcome back to Bobstein Stadium. Your final score, North Georgia 11, Emmanuel 7. North Georgia 11 runs off 16 hits, an error, and 9 left on base. Emmanuel 7 runs off 12 hits. They had an error and left 7 on base. The winning pitcher, Chris Cobb. Cobb went 4 innings of work in relief, 9 hits, 4 runs, all of them earned, 3 strikeouts in 75 pitches. Came on in relief of Daniel McCrary, who went the first 2, gave up 3 runs, gave up just 1 of them earned, 2 hits and 3 walks. Cobb goes to 5-0 on the year. The loss will go to Thornton. Thornton, 3 1/3 innings of work, 6 runs off 6 hits, a walk and a strikeout. The save goes to Josh Bryan, his 3rd of the year, a 3-inning save. Gave up just 1 hit in those 3 innings and struck out 2 in the process. Leading hitters at the plate for North Georgia, who improves to 34 and 13 on the year. Tomlinson 4 for 4 with 2 RBIs and a run scored. Tideback went 2 for 4 with a run scored. Trevor Sams 3 for 4, 3 runs scored, 3 RBIs. Andrew Gordon 2 for 4 with a run scored and 2 RBIs. Devin Gearhart 1 for 1 on the day. He walked twice and scored twice. For Emmanuel, who falls to 9 and 34 on the year, they were led by Elliott Beard at the plate, 2 for 4, 2 home runs. Bo Hardman went 3 for 4 at the plate with a run scored and 3 RBIs. And Hannon Price went 2 for 5 at the plate for Emmanuel. Again, the final score 11-7. The number 12 Nighthawks defeat Emmanuel College in Game 1 of the 3-game set. We'll be back here tomorrow, 7 p.m. first pitch at Bobstein Stadium. The Nighthawks will take on the Lions in Game 2 of this 3-game set. Probable starter for the Nighthawks, Jacob Beecham. He'll be on the mound tomorrow at 7 p.m. right back here on Nighthawk Vision. Until then, I'm Walker McCrary signing off. Again, your final score, 11-7, Nighthawks defeat Emmanuel College.